Alrighty, back to work. Alrighty, back to work. Time to clean up the toolbox a little bit since last night. Let's see, I want to keep one of these around. There we go. Oh, random high voltage items. Let's see here, keep a couple of these for this car. Make the rest of this go away. Okay. Let's find shunt cover can go back into Model 3 battery land. Oh yeah, plenty of old Model S bolts here for under shields. Alright. I'll keep a couple rags on this cart. This one can go back. There we go. Shunt and shunt cover can go back into Model 3 battery land. Alright. Just a little bit of organization before we start. Gotta clean up drive unit land soon. Stuck with my backup impact. When I just Milwaukee's in the shop. Kind of annoying. Need to get the super stubby soon. Alright. Steel wool. Yeah, I'll leave steel wool over here. Rags. Oh, dead. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Put them over the electrical area. These blown fuses. Oh, they sure are. Garbage. Hardware, garbage. Pin punch has to go back. Just a little bit of organization before we start. a giant to be tested pile. Oh, so many rotors. Can't wait to clean this all up. There we go. Brake loop can go back over here. Let's leave this little brush on my cart. There we go. That is so much better. Alright, let's get this Model S out the door. So we need to put the rear air shield on. Got a nice little RevQ motor here. It needs to be retrofitted with the coolant bypass, but this particular customer wants to make that the next owner's problem. So we are gonna leave that alone. Got our aero shield. I really hate it when we leave the outer strakes attached, so we're gonna go ahead and move those for our own convenience. Need to get a light. There we go. So we'll just pop these, clip these, and swing these outer strakes out of the way. Makes it a little easier to position the rear air shield. Okay, we have to loosen those. Don't have a secondary clip. Alright, that one's loose enough. Loosen up this just a little bit. There we go. Much better. Okay. Let's get our air shield here. Grab our 10mm 4-hour air shield. Load that up right where we can reach it, and make sure that we can get on top of the there we go. Fantastic. So just go ahead and grab this, hold that in. Fantastic. Now do that tab here. Great. And then we need shear plates. And this came with Model X shear plates. We need Model S. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we need Model S shear plates. Do we have any 2.0 Model S shear plates? We might not. We might have to convert. We might have to convert these into shear plates for 2.0. Yeah, these are 1.0 shear plates. Positions are all different. Yeah, okay. We're gonna need some shear plates for that. Might just have to get some of those on Monday. Yeah, these are all 1.0 shear plates. I don't think that we have any reason to have 2.0s, so no matter, we can still get the rest of this buttoned up and put the shear plates on when we're done. So rotate all of our strakes into position and start. Let's try not slumping the camera here. Make sure that we're there we go. Great. Hopefully that's a good camera position. Just gonna test that out. Yep. Waiting for that to come up on the stream. There we go. Okay. Let's get the rest of these installed. Gotta call maybe Pete Gordon, the EV parts guy, has some 2.0 shear plates that we can get a hold of. Another regular 10 mil here. And that's a long boy. There we go. Got a regular 10 millimeter. Yeah, there's both the regular threaded ones and the screw type. They just go in different places. There we go. Now we'll get a couple of the screw type. the I'm gonna need 2 hands for that. Yo, streaks in here. What is keeping that from seating? I guess it's just old and bent. And a lot of these under shields are in pretty poor condition. This is certainly no exception on this car. Okay, where's the fender liner? We gotta take the fender liner and put it between the straight and the aero shield. And then we can carefully pop that in without getting our fingers caught in on the back side. There we go. We'll have same thing over here. Gotta make sure we're popped in. That one fits a little bit better. Still not great, but it's not just hanging down there in the middle. And we'll get our inner fender liner sandwiched properly with this outer strake. There we go. And then our last two. Come on. Last two of those. Great. And now, well, there was one, so we're gonna put the one back. There we go. Back there. Oh, fantastic. All right. This is our custom CAN cable. Or custom Ethernet cable. So 3 Ethernet cables. That's all set up. Here we have our S Ethernet cable. I really need to get a Cat 6 reel. One of those reel cables. Yeah. Need to put the need to get shear plates. Box here. Plug connection. Yeah, it'll sit there second unlocking for I don't know 38 minutes. Really need to balance these cables out. What we really need is we need a hand release instead of this button release for the hydraulics. We can turn Okay, so we're gonna back this car up and we're gonna run a battery replacement routine on it. And then we'll get that green car outside. There we go. Oh, she is down on suspension. Gonna wake her up. Gonna get the suspension raised. Okay. Charge limit down. There we go. So let's wait for her to wake up. Suspension. Give me full suspension height. Come on. MC1 cars take a while to wake up sometimes. So bring that air suspension all the way up. Gotta wait for it to pressurize. We can see the headlights raising up because the whole car's coming up. Fantastic. This thing is actually really nice inside. Like, for being kind of a basket case and having the screen problems, this old girl's not that bad. Let's see what year. What is this car? Yeah, it's 8,000 VIN. This is probably a 2013. Yeah, like mid 2013. It's not too bad. What do we got here? Did we lose instrument cluster display? No. Yeah, just the instrument cluster keeps rebooting. It's the way it is with these old MC1s. Alright. So now we should be lifted off the blocks. There we go. Lifted off the lift. So again, we'll have to do the battery reconfiguration on this because this went from we took this from a 60 to a 75, which is pretty cool. Give it a new lease on life. Give it, the original 60s had 210 miles of range, but with the 75 kilowatt hour battery, rated would have been like 250. I mean, it'll be less because it's older. It's not a fresh battery, but it's not. It'll certainly be better than what it had now. So it still thinks that it's still thinks that it's a 60. Yeah, front trunk's open. I know. Yep. There we go. Perfect. Oof. Suspension's really running hard. Let's go ahead and just leave it standard. Air pressure very low in tires. It's probably just a global TPMS issue. These things needed TPMS retrofits. So. Oh, all the doors open. Yeah, some of these old door handles. You hit the door handle and it pops all the other doors. So, oh, just old Model S things. A lot of these are in decent shape and don't have that problems, but you know, this is a dealer car, and a lot of dealers get these thinking that's going to be cheap to fix. Like, battery pack. Okay, let's fix our Oh, come on. There we go. All right. Back to fixing cars. Make sure we're all adjusted. There we go. Okay, so this guy still won't connect. We're gonna let that be for a minute. Gotta move forklift over and get ready to bring in another car here. Yep. Just a nice Saturday fixing old Teslas here at the shop. I'm gonna get the forklift out of the way so we can get another car in here. There we go. Sure. Forklift. Oh, I guess we'll try one more time. Come on. Okay, cable's good. We are fully inserted into the coupler. I'll try plugging it back in. Oh, I hate connecting to these MCU ones. Terrible. And look how much room they give you there to try to plug in this Ethernet. That is not acceptable. I mean, there's a reason they changed it, but you know, the older cars still don't have. There we go. Let's go ahead and back into Toolbox here. Try to connect. Nope. Try to connect when holding the Ethernet together. Nope. Unplugging and replugging. Nope. Nope. Did we lose the instrument cluster? No, instrument cluster's still there. Let's power the car, unlock the gateway. Unlocking the gateway doesn't really do anything in this process, but you know, whatever. Try to get the MCU to wake up and smell the coffee here. Nope. Yep, we are plugged into. Yep. What does Windows say? Windows says, oh, adapter settings. Ethernet unplugged still. Try. Make sure it's plugged into the back of the computer. Yes. Is this adapter broken? Nope. I'll try the other pin configuration here. Nope, still Ethernet unplugged. All right, try another computer. I really want to get this car configured and out the door so we can work on motors like we need to today. Okay, so we're gonna try connecting just through the laptop. There we go. Yep, no change there. So I guess we got to go outside and get another car. We might lose stream here, but gotta do it. Oh, you woke up. Okay, let's grab toolbox on this computer. Well, let's first look at control panel. Let's see, do we have Ethernet? We do, so it's a problem with that. So that computer, the Mac, is super unhappy. Got it. Okay, well, we'll try connecting via this machine. Go in toolbox. There we go. Right. Toolbox. Come on. All these little anti-bot protections there. Make you click twice, just like the meme. Perfect. So let's try to connect. All right, well, I'll try to sit there and do seceth unlock forever. So let's go get another car. We gotta pull this drive unit all the way apart. So this will be a this will be great. We're gonna rebuild a motor in a couple hours. And see, got a lot of Model S's on the lot. That one's mine. That's not broke. Well, okay, it's kind of broken, but it's not in for service. Okay, going through the parts department here, and we'll probably lose signal and have to restart the stream, but oh well. Okay, so which number is that? It is that 02 or 07? Let's see here. It is 07. And we'll grab 07, 91, 107, lane. Okay. Make sure to lock the door here since we're the only ones here. There we go. We're gonna turn that into a 100 kilowatt hour car. That'll be fun. We gotta put its battery in that. There. Oh, hello. Time to see if we're gonna just okay, this is this customer. And drive this car. If it'll start. There we go. Yeah, that's a little bit of primary noise. A nice PFI Fursa bearings in there. There we go. Oh, that's gonna be too tight a fit. All right. Yep, that's gonna be too tight a fit. We gotta move that 60. Ah. Oh well. Gotta move this 60 forward a little bit. No big deal. It's okay. It's not like we connected to the... Oh! We connected! What? Oh, wow. Okay. Let's do battery replacement. Post HV battery replacement routine. Run. Boom! That should turn this into a 75. Let's see what happens. Still says 60. Going through. Reading CAC. Yep, hardware ID. Oh, cool. Let's see what happens. Contactors cycling. Wonder if this car was a software locked car. Okay. Well, it's doing contactor stuff. I think it is time for a snack. Well, that's doing that. Might have to pull the fireman's loop for that thing to be happy and turn into a 70, or a 75. But in the meantime, donuts. Donuts are always a thing. There we go. So let's see. I was gonna sit there and wait for contactors to open forever. If that's the case, we might just have to pull the fireman's loop. Clarenberg 6 substitution. No, still rocking and rolling. But will it become a 75? All right. Oh, hello. What do we got? High voltage replacement routine failed. Clear contactor under load counter failed. Oh, it's 75 now. Boom. See, it was 60 before, and now it's 75. Gateway's rebooting. Nice. All right. Well, that's excellent. So, it might take a little bit of time for it to calibrate its total range, but that's a good deal. Good deal. All right. So now we can move this car forward. Make room for this car, and get its motor out. Yeah, I can't quite get that in there, but yeah, watching the mileage go up and down as it tries to figure out exactly what it is. There we go. All right. So we got to move these cars out of the way so we can get that other car in on the lift, pull the motor out, and then it's time to do an inner primary shaft bearing replacement, which will be oodles of fun. Gotta get through my donut. And you gotta stay clean. All right, let's move this green 60. We're just gonna pull it all the way forward. So make sure that we are out of the way with all the junk we have in here. I am counting the days till we reorganize the shop. It can't come soon enough. It's growing pains when you do specialty service, so you get overwhelmed with customers. Oh, there we go. Hello, 60. There we go. There we go. Now, we'll move this 60 forward. We always put rags in here so that we can close the hoods and leave it unlatched. So this card still needs a couple more items, but doesn't need its Ethernet port open anymore. We can close that out. Make sure the antenna cable's tucked in there. And there we go. Okay. Door open warnings because these doors pop because they're old, crappy. Oh, the old style door handles, which have all kinds of problems. So that's moved. And now we're gonna lay out the camera for a second so I can look up the pin to drive. Okay, got the pin to drive. We're just gonna go ahead and type that in. All right, great. Oh, nice and toasty in here. Okay, so let's make sure that we... Oh, yeah, that's some bad clicking. Gotta make sure that the axles are okay. I do not like that. Don't love that. So we're gonna have to make sure that this is all set up properly. Okay, so we're gonna come onto the lift here. And then we back up. And make sure that we come over far enough to center the car on the lift. It's nice doing all these maneuvers with parking sensors. That's why it's annoying to do it on some of the older cars that lack them. Okay, so we're gonna double check. Do you have tow mode? All right. We don't need to put it in tow mode because this car's already had its... Yeah, this car doesn't need to be in tow mode. Okay. So we'll have to pop all the doors. And we do this because, okay, windows are down so that we can enter all of the doors even after the car is unpowered. There are manual releases for all the doors, but it's still nice to have all the doors just popped. Hello, are you not going to lower? There you go. See, the strikers for these are on the inside, or the latches for these, the strikers are striker on the door, latch on the car side. So it's different front and rear. There we go. So that's all taken care of there. And now we're gonna pop the hood and get ready to power down. So before we power down, we're gonna make sure the car is in the correct position on the lift. There we go. Bring arms under. Oh, there we go. Raise this up a little bit. There we go. Oh. And our final lift pad in the rear. Yep, that's on track. So we'll lift her up. Coming up. Yeah, that suspension's not sounding so great. Okay, that's solidly on there. Okay, so we want to grab our key. Grab our key. Pop our hood and get ready to power down. So to power it down, we first remove these shields. Both our shields. We leave these here so that it keeps the hood from closing all the way. And then we need our trim popper tool, 10mm deep, and a swivel 10 on an extension. So extension, swivel 10, good to go. Okay. So there are two little push pins here. One right here on this side, one right here on this side. So we pop those up, put them in the front, and then we move this up. And there are two screws, one here, one back here. Okay, there we go. So the screws are off, and now we remove our 12-volt power first. So the car is still being supported by its DC-DC, which takes power out of the big battery and turns it into 12-volt. So we make sure that is out of the way, and we might want to, yeah, that might recontact, so we're going to put a little rag in there. But this fireman's loop here, pull that, and the car is no longer powered. It is now safe. So we're going to grab a rag from drive unit land here and put that between and the post so it can't recontact. Make sure we get our tools. Great. So now we'll get ready to drop the rear subframe, which is actually very easy in these cars. And when I say these cars, I mean old Model S's. The new subframes are nowhere near as easy to drop. So we'll bring her up. Coming down. Great. So let's see what size these are. These are 21s. Fantastic. Oh, where's our little... Oh, right. We had a tech leave recently, so we're missing some stuff. Yeah, that tech, I'm not even too mad about that departure. He got hired to actually be an automotive engineer, so, you know, don't blame him from jumping from being a tech in a shop all the way to being an automotive engineer. Like, that's a pretty big It's a pretty big bump. Can't blame him for that. Okay. There we go. Get our wheels off of here. Yeah, prop it up against that crashed Model X. Gotta tear that thing apart. Maybe we'll get to that today. Let's see how long this drive unit takes. Boom. Okay. Felt a little weird. I'm wondering if these, it feels like it didn't seat properly. Yeah, these threads are, I don't know about these threads. Alright, well, I'll have to look at that carefully. Alright. Alright, Drew's not in today, so we'll just set this up against his box over here. There we go. Fantastic. Now, yep, that's all locked in. Looks like it's all still properly assembled. Yep, okay. So we'll get her lifted up and see what's going on. Coming up. Cut off. Make sure that latch is operating properly. Oop, nope, it is not. Coming down. There we go. Gotta lubricate that latch. All right. Ah, what a pristine undershield. Gotta love when they're pristine. Okay, let's switch up to our straight magnetic 10, which is our favorite for doing under panels. Oh, get in the truck there, sir. That's an 8, there's 10. Fantastic. Okay, well, let's do all the trim clips first, because there actually are trim clips in this one. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's even the extra deep ones where they should be. Man, this is nice. There we go. Now let's grab these 4 clippies here. There we go. Got these 4 clippies. Got these 4 clippies up front. 1, 2 on this side, and 1, 2 on this side. Oh, got a fully functional battery tab. That is a nice car. Okay. Perfect. Now we'll do our strakes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Yeah. All right, we gotta deal with that separately. There's our pointy boys. There's our little pointy 10 mils. And now I gotta get these 2 standard 10 mils. And there. Oh, no, you can't escape. All right, so let's see what is, okay, we can get these out of the way. Get these 2 strakes spun. Wow, it's rare to see such good tension on those strakes. What is going on with this? So, oh, it looks like it's probably spinning. Let's get nice. Oh, Yeah, oh yeah, that's disintegrated. Look at that. Let's see if we can get a good purchase on that. Yeah, probably. Let's grab. Make sure we get a good purchase on that nut. Oh no. No. Come on. There we go. Yeah, it's done. Okay. Great. I'll swing that away. Oh, let's do shear plates. Oh, let's do all 10 mils up here first. Okay, those 10 mils. Now I swap over for a 15 to get the big shear plate bolts. Oh, okay. Well then. Nothing a little ratchet can't handle. There we go. Alright, so these shear plates help transfer load between subframe and the battery. Whoa, those are really torqued down. Okay, well, we pull these out, then we'll get all those 8 mils, which have been converted, because the little T25s in there always break stuff off. Okay, so let's grab our 8 mil here, zip these off. Yeah, we're at speed 3. That's great. Shear plates out. Okay, got our shear plates, and now I'll get the rest of these tenors. Oh, scam phone call. Look at that. It's always spam, always spam. Here we go. Engaged. All right, let's. Magnet. What you doing, Magnet? It's just covered in schmutz, probably. All right, let's grab the rest of these Aero Shield bolts out, and this will come right down. There we go. Oh, gotta get our battery tab bolt. Fantastico. Okay, now we're going to perform all the procedures to drop the Tesla large drive unit. So let's take a look here and see, is there an axle problem with this? This car was making some clicking. Might have been those. Okay, that's not clicking. Well, I guess we'll see when we get it out. I don't see anything obvious, but we will soon find out. Oh, it's getting warm in here today. Didn't think it was going to be quite this warm. Ugh. There we go. Perfect. Ah. Guess we actually had some people watching. That's kind of cool. All right. So now we'll do all the data connections and power connections to the motor. So we have to pull our amp seal connector here. Oh, come on. Great. And then where's our 4mm. Just get this cover off. There we go. This is going to be our high voltage cover here. We're going to just pop this off, nice and gentle, nice and greased. Yep, just as it should be. That is excellent to see. So, we're going to zip out the 13mm high voltage bolts. And it's a reminder that in an EV, you don't touch anything orange without knowing what you're doing. Obviously, I've spent 15 years in power controls and things like that, working around high amperage, high voltage systems. So I am ASE certified in EV safety, and most of our company is former Tesla. I'm not, but most of our company is former Tesla, so we have the decades of experience cumulatively to be working on these vehicles. All right, we're gonna try to, man, that is really stuck. So we're gonna get our favorite Snap-on pliers. I absolutely adore them. They are entirely worth the $60. Like, there's just nothing comparable. But speaking of what is comparable to Snap-on, are these little seal picks. It used to be a Snap-on exclusive, but people have finally started to clone them. They got a little hook, but it's wide and flat. So unlike a pick where you might damage something, you can just, whoop, yeah, works real good. Pop out little safety clips, etc. And then, trying to do this without hitting the camera too much, get this disconnected. And we're going to remember to put this safety clip back in, and then we tuck the body side harness under the rear air shield. Okay, so we got that good. Now it's time for coolant. So we'll go grab our coolant drain pan. There are still fluids in EVs, so it's not true that you never have to get these things serviced. You don't have to do oil changes often. I mean, this oil lasts a long time. You know, you do it every 50,000 for these units. Most motors it's every 100K, but these lack oil filters, etc. But the fundamental problem with these large drive units is actually the coolant. It seeps through a seal that they designed that goes on the rotor. That's supposed to just cool the rotor, but those seals fail 100% of the time. So we're gonna go ahead and, oh, we have enough. Oh, we finally taken some off some cars, so we have enough to do the mini clamps. Excellent. All right, so we got our mini clamps, and we're gonna clamp both the inlet and outlet of, this is the powertrain loop. So the powertrain loop goes through the motor. It also goes through the onboard charger. Then there's a separate loop for the battery. Well, it's semi-separate. The vehicle can decide to select parallel, series, etc. configurations for these. So, all right, we're gonna close this up. Clamped shut. Fantastic. And then we're going to clamp the inlet side shut. And we know that this is the inlet side from Tesla internal documentation. Get this out of the way while I'm scooting this around. Yeah, so this manifold here ends up needing to be modified when these motors get retrofitted. This one's already been done. It's got a separate concern in the gearbox, so we're going to tear this motor all the way down today, which sounds like a lot to get done in a day, but it's really not bad to tear one of these motors all the way apart. It's probably gonna take us longer to clean up the drive unit area than it will to actually tear into this motor. So now we're gonna pull, and we don't pull the clamp, we pull the whole fitting, because it won't clear the subframe when we pull the drive unit out. So now it's time to get covered in coolant. There we go. It's puking out. We'll get a gray cap. How are you doing? Are you? Yep, sitting there. So we're gonna get a gray coolant cap. And we're gonna plug this side after it's stopped draining. Well, we gotta, let's see here. We're pulling gearbox, so it is going to dump all its coolant. We should probably vac this down. Yeah, we should probably vac this down like we would for rotor service. So we'll get our fluid collector here, and we pre-install one of these Tesla fittings, or one of these drive unit fittings, so that we can just hook it up and go. So we'll drop down our drain pan here. Ooh, hello. Make sure it's actually tight enough to stop all the flow. Yeah, come on. There we go. So let's vacuum this down and really get all the spare coolant out of here. Yep, there we go. You can see. See, it's vacuuming down. Okay, so we're gonna leave that connected, and then we're gonna go over here and pull this. Yeah, you can see the hose has plenty of vacuum, so that when we pull this, clamp over here, that it will really pull a bunch out of the drive unit. So let's get this constant tension clamp out of the way and get ready to get covered in coolant. Yeah. The power of vacuum. And that'll get most of the coolant out of the motor. So we'll make sure that we really put some muscle behind that and get all the coolant we can out of the motor. Oh, another spam call. Okay. Look at that. Ah, fantastic. Now let's grab a cap. Please tell me we have some caps. Okay, Carl, are all of our caps on dead drive units? Yes, all of our caps are on dead drive units. Oh. Okay. That's gonna probably spill, so we'll just put a little spill mat under there, and yeah, that's right. Come on, there you go. Yep, it'll dribble. Great. Okay. So we'll just cap that off. That's free. That's not leaking. And then we'll go ahead and cap this side off. I'll plug that up. And we are good to go. Okay. Move our coolant reservoirs out of the way. All right. Now, let's hang our calipers Let's bring the car down a little bit. Do I need to do anything else? Nope, we're good underneath. Coming up. Coming down. I don't like that. We gotta figure out what's up. Gotta figure out what's up with the tension on the cables. Gives it a little vibration. Okay. So we got our calipers hung. I will just grab 2/18s. Grab our other side. Okay, that's interesting. All right, let's grab a real ratchet then and hit that. Hit that with some more encouragement. There we go. That does the job. Great. Okay, that clip is not happy. There we go. Let's hang it up as high as we can. So this S has spring suspension, which we like. The air suspension cars always have, yeah, not always, but there's a lot of issues with the air suspension cars. These spring suspension cars, there's not really a lot to go wrong with them. Actually, you know, I want to see if I can undo the main 21s holding the struts. So let's grab that. We're gonna try to break that nut free. There we go. Now, I have a real tool for this that I should probably always use. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna flip that around. There we go. Yeah, let's use the, oh, that's a little more civilized. So we're gonna break that nut free and zip it off. So that's nice and loose for when we drop the subframe. Those will just slide right out. Grab the back side of that. There we go. Loosen that up. Pop the nut off. And give it a couple hits of the impactor just to loosen it up. And that'll free those up so that when we drop the subframe, these bolts will just slide right out. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so we have our coolant lines disconnected, we have our power and data disconnected. Next thing will be, well, we have it unbolted. Next thing will be actually removing the cables. So that'll have some clips and such that we'll need to get to. But all right, time to put the lift table underneath and take the subframe out. Move the forky lift. Ah. Okay. Moving on back. Oh, it looks like our camera got a little discombobulated there. Let's try yeah, that'd probably make for a better stream, but actually is pointed at our viewing area. Yeah, maybe even a little further down. There we go. Let's not leave our forks up. I'm gonna move this a little further back. Just bring our forks down. There we go. Ah. Oh. What manner of yay, spammers. Fantastic. Okay, we'll need this shortly to get our motor out. Come on, big table. I think it's time to go shake this out. There's a lot of dirt and grime going on here. Into the bolt pile. Yep. Yeah. Yep, just spam. Shake this outside. Oh. There we go. Great. Okay, now we have to get our table loaded up. And these spacer bricks are what allow us to drop the subframe right down on this table. It's pretty straightforward. So spin her around. Spin her around. Roll her under the car, and then we'll jack it up and take the old subframe out. All at once. Piece of cake. It's actually, it's really one of the nice things about EVs. You don't have to unbolt. You know, like, think about getting the motor out. You might have to unbolt it, get an engine crane, It's a whole ordeal. But this is just, well, you know, unhook your stuff, 4 bolts, and it's out. This has not been a, let's see, this is not really a too daunting of a process. Okay, gonna come up on the lift table. There we go. That's a good start. So now we'll start centering it up under the subframe, making sure that we can get clearance for our gun to get subframe bolts. That'll be way easier when I can commission the second lift table. It's going to be way better for this sort of thing. So coming down. Okay, that should be a good place to make that made up. Okay, yep. Check our access on this side. Our access isn't as good. I need a rolly stool. Where are they? I have all these rolly chairs, never there when you need it. Here we go. All right. Yeah. Ah, perfect. So now to make sure that we have enough access to get to the subframe bolts, and then we will just raise our table up until we're in contact. So we're in contact on all the wooden blocks. That means the subframe is fully supported by the lift table. And then we'll grab our impactor and spin her out. Okay. Got those two, and I got these. There we go. That's all 4. So we're gonna make sure that we push it back a little bit to clear the battery tab, and next drop it down. So we're gonna give it a couple of hits. Now let's see if our suspension has neutralized. Not quite, but we can probably get that out of there without too much trouble. So let's grab our 21 3/8 gun and just, yeah, see, not totally neutral, but just comes right out. It's not too bad. Just pop it out. There we go. So now next steps are going to be doing all the fiddly bits with the high voltage inputs. So lay our guns down, roll over here. Okay, so first I'm just gonna take a peek, make sure we are as far back as we can go. So we're just gonna give this a couple of hits. So we're just gonna grab our table and just, yep, hit it down a little bit. Great, so now we can reach that silly little fastener. No, not silly, I mean important. It performs an important function, but it's kind of buried back there. So we grab our HV cable hold down, plop that in our box, and then we're gonna hit it a couple more times. If we can get the, we need a real foot controller for this. There we go. Then we pop the leads, and then we can start, yeah, we can start working these out. They shouldn't be that frozen because they were out recently. Okay, we'll give ourselves a little more room, but it's time to pull the ground strap. So there's a ground strap that explicitly grounds out the whole motor to the chassis. Let me just pop that 10 mil off. There we go. So making sure that we are nice and clear, we stupid battery tab. There we go. A little further. There we go. So now we should be able to extract our HV cables. They will put a little more lube on there when they go back this time. There we go. HV cables are out. There we go. HV cables are out. Let's drop that down. Make sure our coolant lines are out of the way. There we go. All right, coolant lines are out of the way. And we'll just drop her down the rest of the way. Beautiful. Okay, now we'll make sure that this thing is sitting on some locks. Coming down. Coming down. No. That lock is still not locking properly. Why is that not? I'm gonna have to take that apart. We can't have safety lock not engaging properly. Okay, that's engaged. So now if we drop it down, we should get locks on both sides. Okay. Let's make sure we have enough slack on our cable here. And we'll pull the motor out. Gear motor. And this is the entire power plant. So see, it's a P85, and this P85 makes, oh, you know, this is a 450 horsepower motor out of all this little bucket of electronics here. It's pretty neat that, you know, just this tiny, you know, this is the actual motor, this is the electronics, this is the gearbox, this makes 450 horsepower. It's pretty cool that that small of a object makes that much power. So let's go ahead. Customer reported a bit of a clunk, so I want to make sure that we don't have any any bushings that are too bad. Yeah, that one's not great, but I don't think that's going to be causing a clunk on acceleration. Yeah. No, that one's not fantastic. We got, yeah, maybe this one is having it's probably still not causing a clunk. Oh, that's it. This bolt is not holding tension anymore. Okay, that's it. That's the one. Yep. So we're gonna replace that bolt back there. Threads feel bad, not fully tight. Okay. Let's bring our subframe up. There you go. Good working height. Let's break all this stuff free. So that we can extract the motor. Help if I had a wrench on the other side of that. Loosen those up. There we go. So we don't take any of the, we don't take anything off that is alignment sensitive. We just take, you can see there's some eccentric nuts here, but they're on the inside. So we don't even mess with the alignment doing this. It's pretty neat that you can just take that apart without causing problems. I mean, I'm sure there's a way that you could take it apart that it would cause problems, but like, generally we not even see any, don't see any alignment issues, even after pulling and reinstalling a subframe, so it's pretty cool. You can just pop it off. Let me use the swivelly guy here. There we go. I really want a wrench that has an expendable finish on it. I don't like using my Williams. For this purpose. Yeah. I don't like ruining my finish. I know, it's a tool, it's meant to be used. But I'm gonna walk over here and actually get something with a nicer finish. Okay. Or, sorry, a worse finish that won't be as upset. Make sure, how about, let's make it an 18 anyway, so it's useful. Okay. I'm gonna pop all these off. I want to find out why didn't that bolt all the way tighten? It's because it needs some Loctite. Or, better yet, just we'll put a new bolt on it. It's fun to see without the anti-roll bars. It's way nicer getting this front motor mount without the anti-roll bars. So, we'll take the hit on handling for a little bit of serviceability there. And then our last upper. Okay. Now we should be able to pop the axles out. Can I fit past here? Am I skinny enough to fit past here? Maybe. It's a big maybe. Yeah, there we go. So we shouldn't need any of the big helper plates here because it should just be... Hello. There you go. They should be loose enough from the last time this was serviced. Yep, that they just pop out. How about this for changing half shafts? No slide hammers, no fighting to get it. in the right place, or just pop it out. We love that. Okay, so now we make sure that the half shafts are fully out of the way. Pull them all the way out, and make sure that when we fly the motor, they just stay out of the way. Oh, getting a little bit of axle grease there. Well, at least we found the clunk. Bad bolt, or that rear bolt is not correctly installed, or it's just end-of-life bolt. Probably should have replaced it. So now we're gonna open her up and see. Okay, so do we even need to pull the rotor side on this? I'm just thinking ahead. I don't think that we actually need to even pull the rotor. We might have to take it all the way apart. Yeah, we probably do. But at least the hard work of the coolant delete's already done. Okay, got to get our 13s. We got these little 13 millimeters on the motor mount over here. Here's my nice. I really need to print out. I designed better, less grabby socket rails for this box. I just need to get around to printing them out. All right, so we got to get this one way in the back there. Come on. There we go. And another. There we go. Perfect. So now this is ready to fly. So get our 15 millimeter loaded up here. Someone used an impact on my nice Koken 15. These are not impact. Oh well, it's okay. Now let's get our nice bespoke lifting frame for Tussle large drive units. And, well, yep, line her up. Crank it down. I like using hand tools to crank these down because if you mess up these threads, you're in a bad way. This is directly into the main motor cast. This is directly into the main motor housing, so we really want to make sure that these threads are, it's like what you use power tools on, and possibly cross thread head studs. We're not playing that game. I mean, it is aluminum. It can be retapped, but I just don't like doing that. There you go. And one more in the front. Okay, so axles are fully out. All harnesses are disconnected. All motor mounts have their bolts removed. There we go. Perfect. So now we'll hover it, move the table, take it over into drive unit land. But, before I lift it, we should probably do just a little bit of cleanup of drive unit land. I guess I'm just gonna double check the stream real quick. I got good volume this time. I was having that problem before. Okay, so back to here. Yep, all right. Drive unit land. Okay. I gotta get more batteries for these little nice little Turbo Hercules guys, but they need batteries. So, is this Drew's? What are these? These pencils? Oh yeah, they're pencils or something. Either way, they're Drew's. I'll put them back in his box. Got our shim there. Someone wanted us to pull that gear, but then we just ended up sending them a whole differential. So, gotta put this gear back. What size is this? Do we have it over here? No, it's probably going to be a 16. Probably going to be a 16. Yeah, 16 impact. Right? That's a 15. Oh, yeah, that has 13, 14, 17 because it's a Japanese vehicle set. So let's grab. So we gotta reassemble this. Well, we're just gonna put these back. We're not gonna torque this down. We're just gonna mark this as untorqued. Yep. Let's not rest that on the. Oh wait, that's the wrong direction. Like, wait, I didn't think we had to. Yeah, that's the thread side. So we'll just mark this as untorqued. Wow, that's really enough there. So the 3 amp hour, 4 amp hour should finally be charged again. Okay, so we're gonna mark this as untorqued. Stay. Stay. Okay, gonna mark this differential as untorqued so that we don't put it back in a vehicle. I'm gonna use red. Red means pay attention. Yeah, there we go. Red means pay attention. So let's mark this differential as untorqued. Oh. Okay, that needs to be cleaned off. Came out right on that surface. Shiny. Okay. Untorqued. There we go. Back to the gear shelf. Ugh. There we go. Yeah, look at all these rotors. Look at all these Model S rotors that need to go to the scrapyard. That one's super rusty. The other ones, the ones that have these rounded ends, they're not fit to go. Tesla didn't properly heat treat the splines, so whenever we see them, we have to replace them because they hog out the primary gears, and then you get you have an excessive lash angle, etc. Gotta get these surprisingly robust sawhorses out of the way. There we go. Start stacking her up over here. Yeah, gotta clean drive unit land before we can get to working on this motor. Since we have to take the whole thing apart all the way, then we need to not mix it up with any of the random parts that we just have floating around. There's just so much stuff. Just dead motors. And these two batteries are good. They need to be fully inventoried and marked for sale. That battery is going to get recycled. It is a 2021, pro tip, do not buy a 2021 Model 3 or Model Y. Their batteries, or at least sell it before powertrain's over, because all of their batteries will die by about 130,000, which is super unfortunate, because, yeah, throwing things. Super unfortunate because in general, Tesla batteries are extremely reliable. Like we've had a couple come through from like 2012 with their original batteries, and man, let me tell you, they're still in really good shape. They still have like, we had a 2012 in here that still had 94% of its original range after 13 years. So to all those who say the battery's just gonna die after 10 years, no, it's not even close to dying. These Tesla packs generally last a long time. So the issue with the 21s isn't a matter of aging, it's a matter of, during the pandemic, they said, we don't have enough of these chemicals to make the cells the way we usually do. We're gonna try to change the chemical formula. And turns out they didn't properly test that. And, it's just like, what we say in multiple, I'm from the power controls electronics world. There's the whole saying about pandemic quality parts. And these 21 packs are pandemic quality parts. Just not properly QA'd, used what they had on hand, and now we're suffering the long-term consequences. So, all right, this is small drive unit stuff. Really needs to live over here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is our, all these little random bitty bits actually have purposes. Like these go to a fixture for pulling rotors, and like depending on how we configure it, rotors and bearings, etc. It's a really nice, useful thing, but just got to make sure that it's all somewhat organized. This current level of organization though just drives me nuts, but we're too busy. Too many people bringing us cars to fix. I don't have time. I don't have time to clean. It's driving me nuts. So let's just get it good enough that we can. Oh yeah, here's an oddity. I'm gonna get sidetracked. This is a carbon brush from an early Model S motor. Well, you'd see this in Model S, you'd see it in the Toyota versions, and these were supposed to sync the. Oh, I did cut my fingers. Hey, look at that. Great. These were supposed to sync the eddy currents between the stator and the rotor. Yeah, these were out like 1,000 miles, so. Oh yeah. Throw it with the big pile of bearings. Let me, all right, I hurt my finger. Time to just spray some isopropyl on it and put another glove on. Okay. Go grab another glove from the glove pile. Keep cleaning up. There we go. Oh, gotta take that bearing shim back over there, because I should make a pile of stuff to go put away. So yeah, those phases, that whole inverter needs to be seriously assessed. I don't know what's wrong with it. All I know is that it is not properly, how do I describe this? It is not properly, it thinks the gate driver boards are broken. So all of this pile of performance inverter stuff is all suspect. What else? I mean, this is broken. This one, who knows? We're just gonna pull the controller boards and put all of this in the suspect pile. I mean, this is not suspect. We know that the amp seal's good. So, hey, I have test leads in this. Hey, I'm stepping all over HV cables. Hey, this place needs to be cleaned. Can't do anything about it today. Gotta get the job done. Oh, that's nasty. Oh yeah, this is from the really bad drive unit. Okay, let me get a box and make a needs to be tested box for all these drive unit parts. Most of the inverters we have sitting on the shelf are known good. I really need more performance inverters. We're always on the lookout for large drive unit cores. There's a plug. We pay $750 per drive unit core. We really need more LDU cores. I thought I saw some pre-made boxes. Don't want to use our nice shipping boxes. We have like random boxes from like HelloFresh and stuff. I'd much prefer to use those first. Or, you know, an Amazon box. Here's something branded that we can't sell. So let me move. I try, you know, even though, oh, there's one of those nice pens. Even though this is I own the shop, I try not to mess with the organizational system that the employees set up. But right now, I need a box. There we go. Hey, we probably don't need to be running heat or lights in here. There we go. Box of inverter parts. Let's do it. Oh, yeah, okay. I do all that, and here's the Home Chef box. Okay. Here's the Home Chef boxes, but this is probably a better box anyway. I guess my only concern is that it's a little light in the floor. I might want to put a little reinforcement in. I don't know. Let's see how we feel after we load it up. Okay, so first we're gonna move the complete assembled inverter. Oh, I can already tell it's gonna be too heavy for that box. Oh, looks like we've got a phone call, so. Say again? Let's see here. We want to reinforce that box, or do we want to get a heavier duty box? Let's feel what the food shipping boxes are like, because you know those always have like ice packs in them, so maybe they're a little heavier duty than the minimal viable product one-time use Amazon boxes. No, it's the same. Well, spiel. No, that's the same. Okay. Time to turn this into an arts and crafts channel. So, let's. Yeah, we got some good cardboard here in this old socket box here. So let's arts and crafts this and get ourselves a nice box to put inverters in. So a little wide, that's fine, because we got that. So let's grab her. Yeah, it's time to give this. This is the recursive descent into madness of, oh well, this could really use a new blade. Oh yeah, I mean this needs to be cleaned. This blah blah blah. It's always the descent into madness is that way. So there we go, a nice fresh blade for our arts and crafts time. Really love this socket set. Really, next time it's on sale, like I'm gonna buy more. There we go. So I just got that phone call was a Fisker specialist who's gonna help us make that thing not dead anymore. We are experts in a lot of things and we could probably figure it out, but the Fisker service software is unobtainium except to a select few, so it's very expensive. And there's only 5 Fiskers in town here. I mean, you know, okay, it's not usually a problem because like half the cars here are shipped. Like we get cars from Florida, California. I mean, we're just in Ohio, but you know, our shop is you know, pretty well recognized, so we have quite a few people who send cars from a significant distance away. There we go. Well, that feels way more structurally sound. Although I'm probably going to take a break from streaming for a little bit and get some food. Get some more soda for the shop. I'll do that at, let's see here, what time is it? I'll do that maybe at 5 o'clock. Got some food and soda. All right, let's grab. Yay, structural cardboard. I was joked about that living back in Pennsylvania, structural cardboard, when you have to use cardboard and Bondo to make your car pass inspection. It's not safe. It'll pass inspection. Okay, so these inverters. So this is the actual electronics bit that makes an electric, you know, one of these Tesla motors run. So there's 3 phases per motor, and there's a positive and negative that goes into each phase. So there's multiple combinations of connections between positive from one side and negative from another, etc. And it does that at high frequency to create a waveform, which actually drives the motor and spins it. So these are the big boards where all the power goes through. So the problem, so one of these, this set was out of a suspect inverter that we again replaced the inverter. This should have been okay, but it's throwing gate driver alerts, and I don't know why. Because when we power it up, there are no gate driver errors. It's just fine. So it's only when we try to install it in a car that the control board says, nope, gate driver problems. So this needs to be tested, this needs to be tested, this needs to be remanned. So let me get a separate little box for all this stuff. Then we can get back on task and actually disassemble this motor. It's already 5 o'clock. We gotta go. Gotta get this done today. All right. There. That's nice. Let me stack them up. And then we can, yeah, get more. Okay. Put that back here. Move the Model 3 inverter. Yeah. Model 3 inverter. There we go. These, why are these here? These need to be filed away in the correct location. Oh, it's broken. Okay. Retainers. Oh, I see, because these are the, you know, I'm just going to toss them. I don't actually feel like remanning them. Is this broken? No, I'm not going to remand those. Goodbye. Goodbye. No! It keeps coming back to haunt me. Okay. Try to make this area a little more civilized. This is a Volvo part. This isn't even a Tesla part. Okay. Get our lubrication. Yeah, let's put that there. Got our alcohol. These sprayers should live out here. And you have a sprayer for this tech here. Okay. That'll be put back. That's why I never get anything done. I'm always organizing stuff. But if it's not organized, then I really can't get anything done. It's just the nature of the beast. Okay, electronics cleaner, got our sleeve retainer, all that stuff, oil. Okay. We got the big mallet for, this needs to go back over, and I'll take it back over there when it's time to actually do the job. Oh, that's better, that's better. Okay, this has a place, this has a place. These go in the Y-splitter box. Okay. Get all the performance inverter stuff out of the way. This amp seal is a happy good amp seal, goes in the amp seal pile. Spacer. And these go back in electrical. Not remanning that. Okay. So I guess after dinner, we'll get back to actually working on a motor. Look at that. Wouldn't that be cool if we actually got to do the task that we set out to do today? That would be super neat. All right, fine. I'm just gonna make all of this just live over here. Too many motors. Too much to do. That's what it's like being in a frontier industry, because the thing is, there's not a lot of shops that are working on EVs, you know, in any capacity other than normal, like, automotive work. And basically our shop is entirely the specialty stuff. Like, we'll only do things like brakes, tire, brakes, suspension, etc. We don't even do tires. We'll only do the other stuff incidentally, like, to meet, it's like, okay, well, we're changing a battery. If you want us to replace brake pads, we will do so. But if you say, hey, can we do brakes or alignment? No, that is not our specialty. And people told us that we couldn't survive that way, and that we had to take on all the boring stuff. And man, that has been, nothing could be further from the truth. Again, we're getting people shipping their cars from across the country, and